Wicked Witches. So you might notice something different about me. I've had a haircut. Yep, I've bleached my hair. Shaved the sides again. Yeah, I look like, I know what it is. I know what it is. You're thinking, she looks like someone who has just recorded her pilot podcast. And you'd be right. Now, I have done a couple of experiment interviews. I've been testing out the format and it does work, which is great. And today I recorded my pilot opening podcast. It's it's an hour and 20 minutes, but that's okay, I think. I can go up to an hour and a half, I think, but it will mainly be an hour long. I might edit it down. I'll see if I'm able to. I'll see if there's, because I probably started waffling at some points because I am a bit prone to waffle. But I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. I think it's going to be great. It's about letting the universe lead, because the universe is way more creative and inspiring than I will ever be. So I let the universe lead as much as I can in my life generally as a practice, but I'm going to let the podcasts be led by the universe as well. So it's called The Nonsense in the Chaos, which is because I am the nonsense in the chaos, but because also by going with the flow, you're letting the nonsense and the chaos unfold, and you're not trying to control things, and you're not trying to make everything known. It's about embracing the unknown and becoming comfortable with that, relaxing into that, because the more we do, the happier and healthier we're going to be in the age of Aquarius, which is the next 20 years. So you need to fucking get used to it because it's going to be the norm. But also for just like the way the world is, like the less we're attached to the status quo, the better, because the status quo is definitely problematic and the problem, basically. So we need to learn to embrace change and do things differently, and just completely change our reality, which is completely possible, but you've got to surrender to it, and you've got to relax, and you've got to go with it. And a way of doing that is to break the matrix, to keep doing things differently. So that's why there's some devices in the podcast. So first of all, I'm going to be interviewing people where I let the tarot deck choose what my questions are about. So I will pick 3 tarot cards, and they are, because I use the Thoth tarot deck, it's got words on them that are like, I don't know, indolence or love or oppression or whatever it is, and we'll see what those words bring up in our conversation and what we talk about based on them. So it's letting the universe lead on what the interview's about. Then I will also alternate, but not necessarily every week, but like occasionally I'll also do my own and it's called ruminations, but I will be picking a rune, so it's runeimation. So I'll be doing my own runeimation where I pick a rune, and that will inspire me to think about and talk about something based on that rune. And then the other thing is a Chaos Crusade. So each week I'm going to invite a Chaos Crusade, which will be some kind of practice, anything. It could be anything, a suggested practice for me to do for the week, which the listener can join in with too, which will just break the matrix somehow, that will change things, that will make us more present and just sort of enrich our lives by doing things a little bit differently. And because this was my first podcast, I obviously didn't have anyone to ask. And when I interview people, I'll ask them for a suggestion. So I asked my dining partner, Dizzle, and he said he wanted me to wear a red nose for the week. So I'm going to be wearing a red nose this week. So if you see me out and about wearing a red nose, that's why. And I'm going to do it. I'm committing to it. So I just filmed my first podcast with a red nose on, and I'm going to wear it for this week and see what happens, and just see where that leads me and what that does to my experiences of day-to-day life. And I've got loads of really important meetings and government meetings and all sorts of things, but I'm just going to explain why I'm doing it and what's happening, and do it and see what happens. So let's see what happens this week. It's going to be an interesting week. Oh, I love it. And just as an update on my book, oh my God, I'm really happy with it. I've written it. It's more complete than I thought it was. I have sent it off to some external readers to read it, to give me their feedback, and it might take a couple of months for them to get back to me. But I think I'm going to send it out to some more people today and just ask people to read it. and get their feedback. But I'm really happy with it. It's really exciting. I've been, because I didn't look at it for like a week, and then I came back and then I've been doing a read through. I've just got the last little bit to read tonight, and I'm like loving it. I love it. I'm really happy with it. So I think it's actually closer to being finished than I thought it was. I'm waiting to hear what external readers who don't know me think of it, because they're going to give me the best feedback. So I'm waiting to hear from them. It might be that, like, you know, because I'm a little bit wacky. So I tried to write something that was a bit more mainstream this time and accessible. I don't know whether I succeeded. So I'm waiting to hear from some normal people out there in the world as to what they think. And I'm just really excited to get their feedback and hopefully develop it and move it on if I need to, and tweak it if that's what's needed. But I'm happy with it. So I'm aiming to get it published for May. I'm going to self-publish it, but I am going to send it out to some publishers and see what happens. But you actually don't, I've had the accolade of being published. I've been published 3 times now. You get more money by self-publishing unless it becomes a bestseller, which it might do. But so I'll send it out to some publishers and see if there's any bites. But if not, then I'm happy to self-publish it, because I don't need to prove anything to anyone. And I'm happy to do all the promotion and stuff myself and sell it myself, because that will probably sell more than if I just relied on someone over there to do it. And it's not like, if it's not a bestseller, then actually you end up getting more money if you do it yourself. So I'll see if there's any bites, and if they're big enough bites to be worth it. So yeah, hopefully it'll be out by May, and I'll be able to do a reading of it and maybe sell some copies of it at the Valentine festival, at my wedding festival party. And yeah, I'm really excited to share it with people. And now I'm excited to start working on the second one, which will be the one where we walked to COP26, and there was 28 of us, which will be it's going to be a big undertaking writing that one. Big bit of work, that. So yeah, looking forward to it. Excited to be sharing all these things with you. And if you see me around Sark wearing a red nose this week, you'll know why. So lots of love. Speak to you soon. This is my practice for the week. It's to wear a red nose. And I'm really enjoying it. Oh god, hair on it. It's made my nose and mouth a little bit sore. So it's like kind of rubbing on my nose the whole time. But I did my yoga this morning and meditated. I haven't had to really interact with people very much, although my friend Andy just walked past and saw me and he just went, hi. That was fun. I'm just going out for a little walk because I've got back-to-back meetings on Zoom today, and I want to just get a bit of this sunshine in me because it's such a beautiful day. I haven't been out very much. I have had the best winter. I'm going to just introduce you to someone. This is Hecate the hawthorn, because as you see I am standing on a crossroads of 3. I don't know what the 3 crossroads is called. So that's the road I live on. Down there is where Cara lives, and then down there is the window in the rock, which is where I'm going to start heading in a second. And on this triple crossroad is this hawthorn, which when I looked at it, I did that thing where I was like, right, I'm going to just stand and stare at nature for some time. I had a sacred bath at Cara's. I think it was like for my birthday. You know, it was during I can't remember when it was, but it was recently. And I stopped here and I laid an offering, some crystals down in the bushes, and I stood and stared at the tree and just thought, I'm going to just keep looking at the tree for a while and see what happens. And I suddenly realised that there were 3 trunks. It has 3 trunks. One which is really wizened and crazy, this one on the left, and then these 2 on the right. One is cuddling the other one. You can't really see that well because of all the shadow, but one of the branches is cuddling the other one. So I was like, it's the mother and the maiden. So I realised that not only do we have this triple crossroads, but we also have a triple hawthorn tree, which represents the triple goddess, because she has her winter coat, which is this gnarly and old looking, and then in the spring she erupts into very sexy little blossoms, which are known as virgin cunts, and smell of death, so they attract carrion insects. And then she covers herself in a red rah-rah skirt of berries in the summer and is a sexy mother in the summer. So I always take a moment to honour our Hecate. She's near my house, so she's a good protective tree. And when I came here and laid the crystals, there was a crow watching me, which was rather cool as well. It's one of Hecate's animals. So I'm going to wander around, I'm just going to do a little circuit, have a walk with my red nose. It does feel fun. I enjoy doing my yoga practice as a clown. I've got government meetings today, and I've got some meetings on Zoom, and I think what I'm going to do is open the Zoom meeting with the camera off and explain what I'm doing and say I'm happy to not wear the nose if you think that it's inappropriate, but I just thought I'd ask you. Leave it up to them, see what they think. It's such a beautiful day. I was meant to get up and go swimming this morning. We had a spring high tide, and everyone got up and went down there for 8 in the morning for a morning swim, and it looked so good. It looked glorious, and I'm really gutted I didn't go. But I'm just still not 100%. I mean, I've absolutely loved this winter stopping and chilling, but I did get floored by this illness last week. It's been over a week now. And you can hear I'm still still a bit gluggy. Pause. And yeah, so my period's about to start. It's the dark moon, and I'm still not right. Like, I'm okay, but I poisoned myself. Look at the lovely Hordo in his little jacket. Yeah, I poisoned myself with a pizza a week ago, which knocked my immune system out and then made me get ill. And I'm still not right, like, as in, my stomach's not happy, and yeah, so lesson learned, I really can't eat wheat and dairy anymore, which is annoying. But yeah, the allergies definitely got worse. Hello, Mrs. Morgan, how's your son? So that's just that, which is fine because I'm much healthier not eating it. I've lost a stone in weight, which was my intention because I didn't fit into my wedding dress, and I needed to fit into my wedding dress. I'm going to lose another half stone just to be on the safe side. But that's great. So since the new year, I've lost a stone. As of today, I'm exactly a stone less today. So that's cool. And I feel really healthy and really well. I feel really fit and good, other than the fact that I poisoned myself a week ago. So yeah. Oh, this is gorgeous. So that's the route down to there's Mother Magpie. Hello, Mrs. Morgan, how's your son? That's the way down to the Percury. I haven't been down there for ages, actually. I should go and do a little Percury trip sometime soon. It's crazy, you're living on such an amazing place. I mean, it's fine. In the winter, I've literally hardly left my house, which I've never done before, because obviously I lived in Brighton and lived somewhere where you don't just stay in your house, like, because obviously kind of life carries on in normal world, where you're I really like this. It's nice having a red nose on. I love it. Yeah, when you're like in a city, you kind of don't honour the winter process as much, because you're able to kind of go from one warm heated space to another, and you can go meet people and, you know, get taxis and things like that. Here we have to literally like put on waterproofs, battle our way through the weather, which is pretty epic. Like, you're way more exposed to the weather here, where you can hear the sound of the foghorn, and you know, and it is amazing leaving the house and battling through the weather and getting to the pub and it being so warm and heated and full of people. Like, it's actually a much more satisfying pub experience in a way. But I've also just hardly gone out, and I've hardly exercised, which has been great because I've lost loads of weight without exercising. Because actually you don't need to exercise to lose weight. It's actually unhelpful because it puts you into a fight or flight, sets off your cortisol. If you actually want to lose weight, you shouldn't exercise. You should do yoga and swimming and walking, which is what I have been doing. So I feel fit and strong, but I'm not like breaking my back doing cardiovascular work, which actually releases cortisol, fight and flight hormone, and stops you from losing weight. So that whole eat less, exercise more is total nonsense. That's not true. Eat less, don't exercise, because you'll be tired. And what happens is you overcompensate by eating because you think, oh, well, I did loads of exercise, and you eat way more calories than you've burnt off. So it's better to not do it. I love this tree. Let's just take a moment to appreciate that tree. It's so good. And the birds are back. Yeah. So I've just literally spent the whole of January pretty much in my house. Like, I didn't go out all weekend. Oh, I went to meat draw, didn't win anything. And yeah, been in my house all weekend, well, all January pretty much, and into February, wearing a onesie, being really cosy, and absolutely loving every second of it. It's been like a long holiday, and now I'm starting to come back out again. Yeah, I'm gutted I didn't go swimming this morning, but I have to honour where I'm at the moment. There's another spring tide for 3 days coming up in March, so I'll go down for them. And yeah, I couldn't do it this morning. I woke up naturally at the point where the alarm was meant to go off, and I just thought, I just can't do it. I haven't got it in me. So it's honouring your energy levels and where you're at, and just being honest with yourself, because there's no point breaking yourself. But yeah, so I'll keep going on, checking in with you during the week of what it's like wearing my red nose, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm enjoying it. Just looking at the world through the eyes of a clown. Yeah. It's Valentine's Day, and we went to the dolmen, which is what we do for Valentine's Day. We did it when we first sort of weren't officially together, and it was lovely, and we still do it now.
Help.
You fucker. Will you take it in your hand, because you have the nice view in the background?
I'm trapped, send help. It's a small weirdo manipulating me into following her. She's got a weird face and a weird nose on. I don't really understand what's going on. She must have drugged me or something.
I did drug you.
Send help.
I said I
Please.
made you drink cacao in it.
Help.
Help. Don't jump, dear. It's not that bad. Oh, it is raining.
It is raining.
It's a very, very low tide. Wow. It's Grand Grave. It's old Grand Grave. So it's been a week. Well, no, not yet. It's Friday.
I've got to wear this nose till Sunday. And it's been fun. I haven't worn it all the time. It actually makes my nose really sore because it's a sponge and it just kind of rubs constantly. And I keep dropping it on the floor and then it keeps getting covered in cat hair. That's really tickly. And then Diz is allergic to cat hair. And so he kisses me and then he sneezes. So he's allergic to my nose. But he did come up with the idea. So, you know, I don't feel that bad. And I've spent all week trying to edit the podcast and working out how to do it. It's quite difficult. It's quite complicated. So I'm not quite there yet. It's going to take me a little bit longer. I kind of put February aside to basically get my head round how to do it. I really enjoy it. I do bloody ramble though. And I go off on tangents all the time, which, yeah. So I think I might need to re-record the one that I've written, or the one that I recorded, and be a bit more scripted. Possibly, but it's a learning curve, isn't it? You need to learn how to do these things. So I think I might re-record it over the weekend, just getting all the bits in that I cover, but just in a bit of a more succinct way. It's a glorious day. I always say glorious. I need to start practicing saying different words. It's been funny writing my book, like going through and trying to pick better words than always saying brilliant, glorious, incredible, because I do always say those words. It is a tranquil, smoky, like hazy, golden light day, and the air here is so fresh and clean. It's so peaceful, and I love this moment. These in-between liminal spaces where the animals are all just sort of settling down to go to bed for the night. The day is done and everyone's just sort of having a little chill out, having their tea, taking a little rest. Oh, the daisies are starting to come out. Happy daisy! And the celandines are out, which are not buttercups, although Diz always says they're buttercups. And then when the buttercups do finally come out, he calls them celandines. And the buds are starting to appear on the trees, and the snowdrops are going over, and the daffodils are out, and the crocuses are starting to come out. And I've seen violets and primroses. And yeah, I'm pleased with my book. I sent it to Gary Bitcliffe, who wrote The Spine of Albion, which is the book that inspired the pilgrimage along the north-south axis. Ah, look, the moon's half and half. Can you see the moon? There she is. Half and half. Half and half and half. And half and half. And half and half. Half and half and half. Half and half and half and half. Half and half. That's enough and half me. And half and half and half. And so I sent it to him and he really liked it, and he said he thought I should try and get it published because bookshops are full of books about pilgrimages these days and everyone's really into it and it's a hot topic, and he thought it was good enough for me to try and get it published. So I guess I'll do that, but I don't know how I'll do that. If anyone's got any ideas, tell me. I just send it to people, but cold calling, sending things doesn't really work, and so I don't know. I'll send it to a bunch of people. I'll give it a go. See what happens. You never know. When I first got published, I sent it to a publisher and he said yes. That just came out of nowhere. So, you know, you never know. I'll give it a go. This year is about, I'm having a 6 year, which is about destiny, changing your destiny. And it's an 8 year overall for everybody, which is life force energy. So there's really good potential for me changing up my story so that I become a kind of more successful, commercially successful artist. I mean, I've done amazingly being an artist for 20 years, which is what I was talking about in my podcast actually. You know, it's incredible to have managed to live as an artist for 20 years. But I wouldn't mind being able to make a living without being reliant on Arts Council, that would be great. We'd like that. I love the Arts Council and I love doing work for them and I love the projects that I create and they're brilliant and I have an amazing time. Just go say hello to the fairies. But it would be so good if I could... Ah, you're looking good. Looks like you're being maintained still. There they are. The fairies in the fairy tree. Yeah. So yeah, it would be good if I had some income from some kind of, success, which just meant that I could live on Sark as a writer. It would be great because it's the most, perfect idyllic place to be a writer. And that would be nice. That'd be nice. I had so many meetings this week. I've been to loads of meetings and I've done loads of things that I'm like, oh my God, I'm on fire at the moment. So, it feels like the right time to be sending out my manuscript to people. So I'm going to try and see what happens. It's up to the universe. I just do what the universe tells me to do. But someone from the universe, as in Gary, has told me to send it out to people and try and get it published. So I'll do as I'm told and see what happens. You never know. Well, it's a beautiful night. I'm going to enjoy the moment and be with this beautiful liminal twilighty zone, the seagulls, the pigeons, the little birds. I'll see you anon. I love you.